Hello, I'm glad to see you again in the VNA Bulletin. I'm Ngọc from Hanoi, and now the highlights as usual. Building Square comes alive on National Day. World starts on Hanoi's Disneyland-like park. Pedestrian-only space piloted around Hon Kim Lake. In the festive atmosphere of National Day, September 2nd, listeners to visit Building Square, where President Ho Chi Minh read the Declaration of Independence of the Democratic Republic of Vietnam in 1945. The place has now become a historical site which is of significance to each Vietnamese person.
Chính phủ lâm thời của nước Việt Nam Dân Chủ Cộng Hòa trinh trọng tuyên bố với thế giới rằng
The flag of Vietnam was raised for the first time in the Building Square on September 2nd in 1945, when President Ho Chi Minh read the Declaration of Independence, declaring to the world the foundation of the Democratic Republic of Vietnam, now the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. The flag-raising ceremony at the square has become a national level one. On National Day, Vietnamese people from all walks of life gathered at the historic Building Square to pay tribute to President Ho Chi Minh at his mausoleum. This is the first time I have paid tribute to President Ho Chi Minh at his mausoleum. Today is a joyful day with many people visiting Uncle Ho. I come here with my gratitude to Uncle Ho, who led the nation to how it is today. I will make greater efforts in study to contribute to national development. On these days, people from all cross-sectors of the country flock to President Ho Chi Minh's homeland in Kim Lin Village, Nam Dan District, Central Nghệ An Province, in commemoration of the late President's 47th death anniversary. As a veteran, I'm so moved to have a chance to visit the homeland of Uncle Ho. His great contributions to the nation and people, as well as moral, have set a good example for younger generations to follow. President Ho Chi Minh devoted his life to the national liberation cause, while tirelessly striving for peace and progress in the world. He also led the nation to success in the struggle for national independence and establishing the Democratic Republic of Vietnam following the August Revolution in 1945. The president passed away on September 2nd, 1969. Foreign Minister Nguyễn Xuân Phúc on September 2nd attended the groundbreaking ceremony of the Kim Quy Cultural, Tourism and Amusement Park in Vĩnh Ngọc Commune, Hanoi's suburban district of Đông Anh. The park features both traditional culture of Hanoi and the modern design of Universal Studios and Disneyland. Addressing the event, the Prime Minister said the project is expected to become a highlight of the city's tourism and an attractive destination for domestic and foreign tourists in the future, contributing to making tourism a spearhead sector of the city. He expressed his hope that the first phase of the project will complete in 18 months as scheduled, ensuring the quality of international standards. He also asked investors to support locals who have to move to give space for the project. The project is part of Hanoi's plan to build 25 new parks, from 3 to 5 of which meeting the international and regional standards, and plant 1 million trees until 2030. Covering more than 100 hectares, the project has an initial investment of $209 million. The majority of the park will be covered by trees and lakes, giving spaces for visitors to enjoy the nature. Together with modern games applying what cutting edge of technology, the park also comprises an art area and a cultural village to host large-scale art shows. The State Bank of Vietnam has directed agencies to enhance security measures against risks and payment fraud following the execution of several scams recently. Under a circular, the Central Bank asked payment service providers to scrutinize and reassess all their process related to payments to ensure the Central Bank's regulations on safety and security banking services are adhered to. The move was made following the perpetration of several frauds recently. Notably, earlier this month, $22,500 was stolen from the bank account of a Vietcombank customer in Hanoi. For card and online payments, the providers are required to research and implement solutions to enhance security of the online payment systems. Besides finding solutions for early detection of phishing sites to recommend for their customers, the providers must also increase training on safety and security awareness for their staff and customers. The providers should give timely warnings, instructions, and complete information to customers so that the latter can understand the risks and tricks associated with fraud, and they can make payments securely. When a fraud does take place, the providers must report it to the Central Bank and collaborate with customers, law enforcement agencies, and other relevant units to deal with the situation quickly and accurately in accordance with law. Vietnam enjoyed a trade surplus of $2.45 billion in the first 8 months of this year. The figure has been unveiled by the General Statistics Office.
The office said the 8-month trade surplus was totally contributed by the foreign invested sector, which posted an export surplus of $15.18 billion, while the domestic sector witnessed a deficit of $12.73 billion. The country's trade revenue topped $221.93 billion in the period. Of the sum, exports contributed $112.19 billion, surging 5.5% against the same period last year. The above-mentioned growth was, however, equal to 2/3 of the target set earlier by the government. Export revenue of the domestic sector reached $32.62 billion, up 4% year-on-year, while that of the foreign invested sector stood at $79.57 billion, up 6.1% year-on-year. Among the key export items witnessing significant turnover increases were mobile phones and components, garments and textiles, electronics, computers and parts, and footwear. Meanwhile, several other products witnessed export revenue reductions, including crude oil, rice, rubber, and cassava. The U.S. remained the largest importer of Vietnamese goods, with revenue of $24.6 billion. It was followed by the EU with $21.9 billion and China with $12.6 billion. From January to August, the country's imports saw a yearly modest decline of 0.3% to $109.74 billion. Imports of the foreign invested sector plunged by 1% to $64.39 billion, while that of the domestic sector experienced a slight increase of 0.5% to $45.35 billion.
Additional facilities will be built at the overload Tân Sơn Nhất International Airport in Ho Chi Minh City to raise its capacity to around 40 to 50 million passengers per year. Deputy Prime Minister Trịnh Đình Dũng has issued a document asking the Defense Ministry to coordinate with relevant ministries and the Ho Chi Minh City People's Committee to study the use of 21 hectares of land to the west of the airport for the expansion, including new taxiways, parking spaces and terminal. The land is currently used for national defense purpose. The Ministry of Transport is assigned to work with the Defense Ministry to make adjustments to the airport planning, including a new terminal in addition to the double-use terminal already in the planning. The additional terminal should be able to serve from 10 to 20 million passengers per year. The two ministries are required to coordinate to adjust flight routes for both civil and military aviation activities, while Ho Chi Minh City authorities are told to reorganize traffic control around the airport to reduce traffic jams. The Tân Sơn Nhất International Airport has become seriously overloaded, forcing many flights to wait in the air to land. The airport has a design capacity of 25 million passengers, but the flow of passengers to and from the airport reached 15.7 million in the first half of this year. The capital city of Hanoi ranked third among localities nationwide in attracting foreign direct investment. According to the Municipal Department of Planning and Investment, the city attracted 374 FDI projects so far this year, with 256 newly licensed projects and 118 capital-added projects with total registered capital of $2.1 billion, surpassing this year's target. The new investments bring the total FDI projects in the city to 3,686 with total capital of $24.07 billion. The city's industrial production in the first 8 months of this year increased 7.8% compared to the same period last year, while the consumer price index rose 2.25% year-on-year. Hanoi authorities recently discussed ways to help businesses access capital while promoting administrative reform to improve the investment climate, expose and promote startups in the locality. The city will also bolster information technology application and introduce a one-stop shop mechanism in public services. Locals and international tourists immerse themselves in the festive and animated atmosphere of the pedestrian-only space in Hanoi. It was officially piloted in the vicinity of Hoàn Kiếm Lake on the evening of September the 1st. This is part of a series of activities responding to the 2016 National Tourism Year program. The area around Hoàn Kiếm Lake and surrounding streets leading to the lake will be closed to vehicular traffic from 7 p.m. Friday to midnight Sunday. A wide range of cultural, musical and art performances will be organized along with sports activities and folk games during the duration of the walking space towards bringing local citizens and visitors moments of relaxation and entertainment. Besides, restaurants and bars in Hanoi's downtown Hoàn Kiếm district will be allowed to open until 2 a.m. instead of midnight as before. This standard curfew will apply from Friday to Sunday and is being run for a trial basis by the Municipal People's Committee. The expansion of walking areas is expected to significantly contribute to preserving and promoting the cultural values and tourism potential of the 1,000-year-old capital. And that's to wrap up our news bulletin. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.